Good morning and welcome back to another episode. Except this isn't another episode, is it? This is the Christmas special 2016, or rather, I suppose, the Christmas Eve special, as is rapidly becoming a tradition. Every year, at this time of year, not on Christmas morning, obviously, because I'm busy, I record a little video reflecting upon the season. And it's the perfect time of year for me because yesterday I finished the last of my work, as it were. I've got no more work to do. Well, I've got work to do, but I've got no more work I have to do between essentially now and the new year. The family have arrived. They're all asleep upstairs, and this early in the morning, it's about 6 o'clock in the morning, is just the perfect time for me to start just to relaxing, chilling out, wearing the Pac-Man and Christmas pudding t-shirt, and generally just getting in the Christmas mood. And I don't know, I quite like this. I like this time of the day because it is quiet. It is, the world is my own, and I can just be. I can relax. Now, part of that this year is actually going to involve a new approach to Christmas. Normally, in the mornings, on Christmas morning, my wife and I get each other a Christmas stocking. It's quite a large stocking. We fill it with things which which we think will be fun, but also which meet certain criteria. So usually, there's a colouring book, there's a puzzle book, there's almost always there's always a chocolate orange at the bottom, and also other bits and bobs, just fun things, little Lego models, that kind of thing. But this year we're going to try something different because, well, certainly I this year have come to realise that I'm so fortunate, and I suppose some people would say blessed, in so much as I have a backlog of such things which I could be playing with more, which I should be playing with more, and which I want to play with more. So this is the perfect opportunity to do that. And so this year, instead of getting a Christmas stocking tomorrow morning to tide us over until we open up our Christmas presents, I'm actually going to be I suppose diving back into some things which I think deserve more attention, and this is the perfect opportunity to give those things more attention. So we're going to start now, I suppose, with what else? Toys. This year I've been fortunate enough to get my hands on this guy here, a Predator, NECA Predator, and he is utterly gorgeous. He's wonderfully detailed. He is, I think he's one of the three Predators from Alien AVP, the first movie, and I love him, absolutely love him. And he's brutal. He looks fairly close enough, or close-ish, to the original Predator. He's got the netting on the legs and certain trophies and the blades, and little his wrist computer opens up and all this kind of thing. So he's got lots of detail, but I haven't had time, as it were, to play with him. And actually, in that sense, I haven't had time to play with the Alien versus Predator, the Alien Queen versus Ripley setup. So when I've got the Power Loader toy, which I showed you earlier this year, and also actually, oddly enough, in this mix, I'm going to throw in my Salad Fingers figure as well. I don't play with him nearly enough at all. He's just amazing, and I just haven't played with him. So this Christmas I'm going to have an Alien versus Ripley versus Predator versus Salad Fingers fight. This should be fun. I wonder who'll win. I like rusty blades. So that's toys out of the way, and I have so many other toys that I could be playing with as well, and undoubtedly I'll dive into those on Christmas too. But next really comes reading material. There are so many books which I haven't got around to finishing, which I really, really want to, and this first one actually, in particular, in the light of the relaunch of DC recently, following the New 52, I think I really have to go around to doing this, and that is reading the Joker Death of the Family. Now, this book is one which has always intrigued me. I first saw it on a bookshelf a couple of years ago now, I think. And this idea of Joker having ripped off his face, is Joe's garage there, and going around systematically resetting, in his mind I suppose, the family of the Bat, because they've made the Bat weak, is very intriguing. And not to mention as well the fact that it is obviously a reference to a death in the family, Jason Todd, and what Joker did to that incarnation of Robin with a crowbar. So I want to know where this goes. I have been a bit naughty. I've peeked at certain imagery here and there in this book, but this deserves to be read. It deserves to be finished, and it's quite a thick book, so I really need to get around to it. And this is the perfect opportunity to do that. Now, when I've done that, there is another series of books which I've sort of put on hiatus for a little while, and that is, well, The Walking Dead. This is volume 26, and I haven't read properly volume 24, 25 or 26, and the main reason for that is because I sort of it's a bit like Joey in Friends when he's reading is it Little Women, I think. But anyway, he's reading a book and he gets to a point in the book and he goes, oh, it's not going to end very well. And so he and Rachel decide to put the book in the fridge, in the freezer, and it can't, no one's getting hurt because the book is stopped, it's frozen. And that's kind of where I'm at, or have been at, with The Walking Dead. In particular, following the death of Glenn, which is very similar to how he dies, or how I am led to believe he dies in the TV series. I kind of lost a little bit of appetite for the story, because it was just so heartbreaking, so grim. And I really wanted to see them continuing onward and forward to build a better world, and I have seen that. I've seen up to pretty much where Carl is running off to visit the Whisperers, and then I just stopped because I just don't want things to go bad. But that's the nature of The Walking Dead. I need to get over myself. I need to dive back in and catch up, because I actually also have volume 27 on pre-order. And man up, read the book, and enjoy the awesomeness. Revel in the violence, for goodness sake. And get back to, I suppose, one of the elements which I liked about The Walking Dead, and that is its unpredictability. But this year, perhaps, I just wasn't quite in the mood for the entirely unpredictable. Now, finally, last year, you may recall, I think it was last year, I was talking about how playing computer games, being a gamer at this time of year, can be a bit awkward, because you feel as though you're hogging the TV, especially when friends and family are around to visit. But if I get time to play a computer game this year, there are several which I'd like to try and get my teeth properly into. There's Alien Isolation, for example. I haven't got anywhere in that game yet, because I want to really experience it. And maybe this time of year isn't the right time of year to do that. If there are people around, I need a good night, or a good few nights. Just close the curtains, turn the volume up, and enjoy it. There's Dark Souls 2, which I got recently, and very much enjoying that. And that needs more of my time. Deserves it. But actually, in all honesty, there's a game which I feel I should finish before March, at least. and that game is, it's Zelda Skyward Sword. Now, I've already talked about how I acknowledge that some people just don't like this game, and how it feels oddly linear, because of especially the dowsing system, with the sword essentially tells you where to go next. But it is a beautiful game. The artistry in it, the use of I think I've mentioned this in a previous video, the way in which they use the graphical limitations of the Wii to create an art style, essentially based on Impressionist paintings. This game deserves my attention, and it also deserves me to see more of it. This was released in the 25th anniversary of Zelda, and we're now entering the 30th anniversary, so I need to finish this game before I play Breath of the Wild. So this one deserves my attention. And actually, with that in mind, I recently, because basically what I've done is I've sort of pieced together bit by bit the elements of the special edition. So I got the game, then I got the soundtrack that came with the special edition of the game, because the copy that I bought didn't have that. And then a couple of days ago, I was able to pick up, actually for a very, very reasonable price, not nearly what it goes for online, the Motion Plus controller that came with that version of the game in a special edition box. So I've got the controller, I've got time, I've got the will, and I've got the drive. You know, I need to try and do this before Breath of the Wild. Here's hoping this is the time to start Zelda again, and to really, really, really get into the story and really complete it this time. Now, if I don't have time to do that on the TV, don't worry, I've got a backup, and that is, there's a game which I got this year, which I really, I've loved previous incarnations of this on the Game Boy, on the SNES, for example. I played it on friends' SNESes when I was growing up. That is Donkey Kong Country. In this case, Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D, which I believe is a 3DS incarnation of the Wii U game. And it is very good. It is very Donkey Kong. But Donkey Kong requires a certain rhythm of gameplay, which I just haven't been able to deliver in recent months. Again, I've just been busy, so when I've been playing my 3DS, I've been either wanting something like Mario, short, sharp bursts, or I've been, getting along with, for example, Zelda, A Link Between Worlds, or there are other games which I'm really enjoying. I've enjoyed the concept of the games. There's one where sort of the world is inverting again and again and again. I can't remember the name. I'll put it on screen. But this game, I really want to finish it. I want to unlock what I can unlock, discover new extra content. It says on the box, and I want to give Donkey Kong some respect because I love him, and and I used to really enjoy actually that rhythm of gameplay, the way in which Donkey Kong Country in particular demands that you play. And perhaps this Christmas I gave you my... this Christmas perhaps I should take advantage of the fact that I have nothing else to do. I have a 3DS, and at times I won't be allowed on the TV. So I won't be allowed, down boy, down, turn that console off. I won't be able to use the TV, so I can make use of Donkey Kong Country 3D. Maybe that's again, it's the perfect opportunity to do that. And so, without spending an extra penny, that sounds a bit wrong, and without cramming our lives with more, I suppose, mediocre junk, things like colouring books and games from the pound shop. This year, I'm going to dive into things which I love and which I want to dive back into. I suppose we're giving each other the gift of time, and I'm sure that my lovely wife will appreciate the opportunity to do similar as well. And why don't you consider this? Christmas and the sort of the holiday season is the perfect opportunity to go back, to look back. Yes, our lives, we're all reflecting about what's gone before and looking forward to the new year. But also it's an opportunity to look back at actually those things which are, they're not quite finished, but you really want to finish them. And in my case, I've got so much of that going on. I'm so fortunate. And also, it's worthwhile just touching on, this is the sort of thing which I could never have done as a kid. As a kid, you got a game, you weren't going to get tons more games, so you played the hell out of that game. And that's just not what happens when you grow up a bit, when you got a bit more money, but also when you've got more demands on your time. And so this is a peculiarly adult thing, I think, to do at Christmas, to catch up on a backlog, which sounds suspiciously like office work, doesn't it? Ironic. Anyway, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this Christmas video, and hopefully you're going to enjoy your Christmas time. Whether you celebrate Christmas or not, at the very least, other people are off work, and presumably this is an opportunity for you to relax as well. So whatever you're getting up to this weekend, have a lovely time. Have a very Merry Christmas, and Well, hopefully you'll hear from me before the new year. But here is to just some quality time off in the run-up to 2017. As ever, until next time, do take care. Bye-bye.